Alright guys, today we're going to be throwing some new accessories on my custom Glock 17, so let's jump into it. I sent this gun off probably 3-4 years ago to get all this work done to it. Rocket City Stippling did the work. They did an awesome job. They did the stippling, obviously, the slide cuts, Cerakote, double undercut under the trigger guard, had the light painted. Now I know he just does the stippling and kind of contracts out the slide cuts and the Cerakote work, but I sent it to him, got it all done, and I've been nothing but happy with this gun since. He custom engraved my logo in the grip right there. It still accepts back straps, has the accelerator cuts or thumb ledges, but we're gonna change a few things up on this. Now I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, why don't you just leave it stock? Well, to be honest, because I don't want to. I like customizing guns. That's what I like to do. It's a hobby of mine, and I'm just here sharing it with you guys. Those other guys in the comments are gonna say, well, what else are you gonna do to that gun? Well, I'm gonna show you right now. So how I have this set up, I have a Holosun 507C for a red dot mounted to the factory Glock MOS plate. Yes, this is a factory Glock slide. I also have the night vision Optic height night sights on here, which are my go-to. I put those on everything, but I'm gonna pull that Holosun 507C off and run the 507 comp on this. This is a larger windowed optic, has different reticle options than the 507C, and I'm gonna be mounting it with the Radian Guardian mounting plate. So this isn't your typical mounting plate. It's got some protection up front for the front of your optic. It also doubles as a sealing plate. It has little O-rings on these screws. Keep any moisture or anything like that out of your gun, out of the mounting location. And the way it mounts is a little bit different. I'll show you that a little more up close once we jump over to the bench. It doesn't have just screws that thread into the plate to hold your optic on. So I'm gonna be running that. It is gonna be a huge change in optic. No, but this gun is not a concealed carry gun. It's more of a range toy and a collector's item. So I'm not worried about how big the optic is or if it's going to conceal, because that's not what the intended purpose that I have for this gun is. I'm also going to swap out that factory Glock barrel for the Radian Afterburner Ramjet combo. I have one of these on my Glock 45 and absolutely love it. What this is a barrel and compensator combination. It's a threadless design, so it's legal in all 50 states. It has this taper lock system, which locks that comp on there very solidly. It's a match grade barrel. It's got wide open ports on the top, and these things reduce recoil by up to 40%. And I'm not talking about what everybody claims, the felt recoil, because everybody feels things differently. I'm talking about actual recoil. The tests they do, that when you shoot it, that barrel rise drops 40% compared to a factory Glock barrel. This barrel also has a little bit of fluting on it, as you can see. Also has a few little touches right up there on top of the hood there. So I think that's gonna look good through those window cuts that I have on that slide. And before we jump over to the bench, with all my videos, I do have a parts list I'll put together. That'll be the first link in the description, or you can follow the QR code. That's information only with everything that we talk about in the video. So if you guys have any questions, go check that stuff out, as well as the Ballistically Challenge merchandise that's over there if you wanna pick up a hat or a t-shirt and help support the channel. But let's take a look at this stuff up close. So here's the gun up close, Glock 17 Gen 5. I kind of went through all the stuff I had done to it, the texturing. It does have a Timney trigger. I don't think I mentioned that. It's a good shooting gun. To those guys in the comments that say, you never shoot your guns, that looks like you just got it back. Well, you can see how dirty it is in here. You can see the carbon buildup on the front of that light. This thing gets shot. Just because I don't film it every time doesn't mean I don't use my stuff. Adding this Radian Ramjet and Afterburner combo, one, it's going to reduce recoil like I mentioned. Two, I think it's going to look better through those window cuts. And three, it's going to help eliminate some of that carbon buildup on the end of my weapon light. That adds about a ½ an inch of length to the end of the gun, which isn't going to be a big deal because I don't conceal carry this, but it will make cleanup a little bit easier on that weapon light. These are gun specific, so this isn't going to fit on an aftermarket slide. The front of this is contoured for a factory Glock slide. As you can see right here on my Glock 45, that's contoured to fit perfectly, and it's going to do the same on this gun. Looking at the optics, you can see the window size difference in those red dots. That's a much larger window, and it also has multiple different reticle options. The 507C is a multi-reticle red dot, which means it has just a dot. It has a 32 MOA circle, or you can run it with the circle and the dot at the same time. Whereas the 507 comp, along with that larger window, has a 2 MOA dot, an 8 MOA circle, a 20 MOA circle, and a 32 MOA circle. And you can change it between a combination of those. So there's a lot more options with a comp. Yes, it is bigger and a little bulkier, but in this case, the bulk is not gonna matter to me. This Radian Guardian mounting plate. This one is the Guardian Plus 6, which means it comes with this Guardian mounting place, Plus it comes with new sights if you're putting this on a factory gun. I already have these night vision sights, so I'm not going to be running those. Those are just blacked out sights, which I hate blacked out sights. But this also has provisions right here on the plate itself, so you can have a backup rear iron sight that's built in. These are gun specific, so this fits the MOS footprint. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but it has the little O-rings right here, the sealing O-rings, to keep moisture and stuff like that out. And it has recoil lugs right here on the front of the plate for that optic to lock down on. And then to mount this optic to the plate itself, you're not going to use any of the screws that came with the optic. Since it is optic and gun specific from Radian, it comes with these stud lock studs that you install right here in the bottom of the plate. Get that index just right and it sits flush. And then it's got these little screw caps that screw down on there, which you torque down and essentially clamp that optic right to the plate. So you're not relying on the threads that are cut in the plate itself. That optic is never coming off of that plate unless you want it to. Now this isn't too crazy of a project. I'm just gonna slap this stuff on really quick, get it installed. Once I get that done, we'll check it out and see how it looks. Now you can see how that plate sits nice and flush, fills up that whole cut, provides that fence kind of right on the front of the optic to protect it. It does have some serrations on the front if you're one of those guys that likes to rack it against things or pushes on the optic to rack the gun. But that turned out pretty good. My optic height sights can still co-witness through that. So I'm real happy with that install. Let's get the Afterburner and Ramjet thrown on here. We got that stuff installed, pretty quick and easy project, but I think that's gonna make this gun that much better. That compensator on the front will direct all that gas upward, help mitigate some of that recoil, keep my weapon light a little cleaner. You can see how that fits against the front of that slide. Like I mentioned, this is a factory Glock slide that I had cut when I had all this work done. You can kind of see those flutes through the window cuts on the top and on the sides. And then that Guardian with that 507 comp on there. Nice big window. I can still co-witness with my backup iron sights from night vision. And I think this gun is gonna be a lot of fun to shoot. Let me know what you guys think. I love these Radian Ramjet and Afterburner combos. Like I mentioned, I have one on my Glock 45 and have had no issues with it. It runs any ammo that I've put through it. Radian does also offer an adjustable guide rod. If you have any feeding issues, you can adjust the spring weight of that guide rod. So I'll have more information about that over the parts list if you guys are interested. But I think this is gonna make a big difference on this gun. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. The next video I do on this gun, we'll get some range time. Since you guys ask for it all the time, I'll take this thing to the range, get some footage of shooting it with the comp on there, make sure it functions how it's supposed to function, and see how much flatter this shoots. I'll have everything over at the build list. You guys can follow the link in the description or the QR code. Everything that we talked about today, as well as everything on this gun and any tools and stuff like that that we used. I'll make sure and have all that over there. Also, if you guys have knowledge on a holster manufacturer that manufactures holsters for the Enforce weapon lights, I've kind of struggled to find a holster for this because of this Enforce weapon light. I'd rather not change it out, but I do want to get a holster for this. So let me know if you guys know of any that are out there. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.